doing my best to make you part of us is the rest.
Oh, alright. What do I got next? Oh, Pierre Poilièvre saying attacks on attacks. Well, that's what we get here in Canada. We pay federal taxes, and then on top of that, we pay provincial taxes, and the taxed is taxed. There's no, the tax is taxed, yeah, pretty much. There's no like, 7% and 7% there. No, it's like 7 and something like 8.5, but it actually comes up to like 9.1 because they taxed the tax. It's evil. It's kind of like extras on lottery tickets. I don't know if you have that, extras. Pretty much it's like you buy a lottery ticket and there, of course you have the normal numbers that you can get, like 6, 7, whatever. I don't know much. I've bought a couple, but random. And there's a number at the bottom and it's the extra. You see it on like almost all lotto tickets and you need to pay in order to just participate, but they still give you the number and they try to make you make you feel that if you didn't pay and you have the winning number that you would have won, but it's not true because just like it's probably like there's a calculator. It just goes with random numbers all the time, like probably to the millisecond, just in case that like 2-3 people buy a lottery ticket about at the same time. They're hoping that it's not the same number at the same time. So just the fact that the time the person chooses extra or no extra, that's just going to change a number. So, and it's so evil. It's so, you're like, oh, well, I think there's loot boxes in video games like that. I haven't played one. Oh, I did. It was Payday 2. They give you a loot box, but you can't open it. Like you need to put money to open it, and they don't even tell you what's in it. They just say if it's rare or not. It's money scams. So let's go on with the video. I don't think he's going to talk about what I talked about. So let's hope we don't touch the same subject.
A carbon tax on heat gas
it's not loud enough.
Will the government also apply the HST and GST on the tax?
I'm glad to hear the Leader of the Opposition talk about a price on carbon because
that
is a key element of our government's effort to fight climate change.
And will the government charge HST on the carbon tax?
Let's start it again.
Ordinary taxes.
The government is introducing a carbon tax on heat, gas, and groceries. Will the government also apply the HST and GST on the tax?
I'm glad to hear the Leader of the Opposition talk about a price on carbon because that is a key element of our government's effort to fight climate change.
And will the government charge HST on the carbon tax, yes or no?
How can you tax your way out of pollution? It's such a farce. I mean, it is possible that it could work, but I think it's a whole scam. They're just putting it in their pockets. That's not the way you do things. You don't tax people that use the products. You tax people that create the products, that create this problem, not the ones that are kind of stuck with it. Of course, because like if you need to pay carbon taxes on everything, then it's just a scam. If you have to pay more carbon taxes, maybe if you had like two choices there. You would have like a box that comes with no packaging. You buy like your chicken with basically no packaging, and so the packaging is not taxed for carbon. Like, I guess that would kind of make sense. I don't believe that carbon is such a big problem in the first place. I mean, it's just plant food, and it needs the percentage of carbon it needs in order to have like just a half degree is like so much more than today that it's, I mean, of course we need to be careful, just like anything. You don't go to the extreme in anything in life, I guess, but I mean, still. So if everybody's hurt by carbon taxes, that means that no matter what you choose for lifestyle, you're just stuck paying more taxes. It's the companies that should be taxed. It's them. Like if you make it too much packaging, the company should pay, unless it becomes like not efficient enough. Well, no. I'm just, that was, I guess, I'm thinking about it, and my idea wasn't that good, because exactly, it just creates like some kind of another problem at another level. But of course, like if a company uses their equipment or pollutes less or everything, or pollutes more, they are the ones that should pay. And if there was a better way of doing and they are not doing, I'm okay with them being like paying not taxes, but I don't know, having less subsidies. You want your subsidies, then you do as a company, and even it's anti-capitalism. I can still see something wrong with it. So, well, like everybody knows that pollution is bad, but companies don't care. You kind of have to make them care, and money talks, and I guess it's the only way. It's not, I don't think we can count corporations like as individuals on that way. There are things I would not force as laws on individuals, but I think corporations, there needs to be something done. I don't believe in entirely free capitalism. I think it's a recipe for monopoly and fascism in the end. I'm not saying that what we have today will not result in the same thing, but albeit slower or faster, depending on which field, I guess.
The ordinary taxes will be levied in the ordinary fashion.
Does that include charging HST on the carbon tax, a tax and a tax? Yes or no?
The point, Madam Chair, is do you have a plan to fight climate change or do you not?
The point is, does the government plan to tax the tax? Will the HST apply on the carbon tax, yes or no?
The point, Madam Chair, is
What?
the Conservatives want to behave as if Canada can be an ostrich and put our head in the sand.
The point is that
Why?
Canadians can't afford.
What? She's so bad. Why she's just like picking. She's just like pointing on him, trying to for nothing. Why she like, it's like, is it me or like true politicians, the one that are taken and they're given like posts as ministers and everything like that, they just can't answer questions. It's like, how good are you to not answer questions? Oh, really good. Somebody asked you the same question 5 times, and 5 times you managed to invent something new. You are really a great politician. We need you in our team. I don't know. It's disgusting. I don't know if who we see is that's Christina Newland. I think she called pretty much everybody a Nazi or something like that for not accepting the jab. If I remember well, she's really a totalitarian.
Afford to pay any more. Will she charge the HST and the carbon tax, yes or no?
What Canadians can't afford is an official opposition that denies the fact that climate change is real.
That is false.
Who cares?
So we'll assume that it's false. We'll assume that she intends to tax the tax, and that means that Canadians will pay
Even
once with the carbon tax and then twice with the tax.
just call it
So
pollution,
what will be
as
the
like they
full
did back
cost of
then,
the
and then we'll
carbon
respect
tax
it.
per liter
Really.
once the tax and the tax and the tax are fully implemented? How much?
The leader of the official opposition just said it was false that he doesn't have a climate plan. So does that mean he is sticking with Aaron Oates, the previous...
Can we just have like an anti-pollution plan? I'm all for it, like pro-vegetation, pro-animals,
Per liter once the
pro-saving.
carbon tax is fully implemented.
I'm all for it. Just stop calling climate change so. It's a farce. You're just separating people.
Denial about that.
Everybody that doesn't believe it
What was Canada's
will
ranking in the
just makes them. It pushes them away
index
to your ideas.
53 countries?
Let me tell you some important rankings. TD judging our green economy plan.
So, what was Canada's ranking in the climate performance?
Climate plan. So does that mean he is sticking with Aaron Oates, the previous Conservative leader's climate plan? That's what he was elected on.
The question was, how much per liter once the carbon tax is fully implemented? How much?
The point, Madam Chair, is that in the 21st century, the world is building a clean economy. The Conservatives are in denial about that. That is a disservice to all.
What was Canada's ranking in the Climate Performance Index out of 63 countries?
Let me tell you some important rankings. TV.
She can't answer a fucking question.
Green economy plan.
So, what was Canada's ranking in the Climate Performance Index? What was our ranking?
TV judged our climate plan in the 23 budget to put us at par with the United States and ahead of the rest of the world as a green economy investment destination.
Funny. The United States doesn't have a carbon tax, but even funnier that she thinks that the bankers are happy. Well, I'm sure they're happy. They don't mind paying what turns out to be 41 cents a liter when this carbon tax is fully implemented. How much will that cost net to the average family?
I would like the Conservatives to really look themselves in the mirror.
I would like to have politicians that stop raising prices so much and causing inflation and devaluating our money and breaking away this country. I mean, I love nature and I want everything to be perfect, but at some point, if we are economically non-viable, how the hell are we going to save the earth? We can't even save ourselves. We're just going to rely on ways that pollute even more. We're going to cut corners on ecology and everything like that. We need to have a working economy before we are able to really make an impact on nature, on fighting pollution, fighting carbon, whatever pollutants. I think carbon monoxide is much worse than carbon dioxide. I'm not sure about the English name, sorry. Because people die from it. It's not that people don't die from CO2, but it takes even a lot more. I don't know, maybe in percentage, I might be wrong on that. But from what I know, carbon monoxide is obviously pollution, obviously bad, obviously not even good for plants. However, CO2 is still plant food in a way. Whatever they're implementing, it's just destruction of our country, sovereignty, and all to please globalists, to please people that want to build a new world order. That's why they're doing it. They're all being told that if you follow our plans, if you don't fight back, you're going to have a nice place when everything crumbles down. I think they're all going to suffer with the rest of us. And they are the ones that would deserve it more than anyone else.
And ask, is it credible in the 21st century to not have a climate plan? Because that is the reality of this opposition. It's a disservice to all Canadians.
She has a tax plan that she can't even tell us how much it will cost. We know it will be 41 cents a liter for the first carbon tax. How much will it cost the average family in higher heat, gas, and grocery bills?
Disgustingly incredible.
As the leader of the official opposition should know, our price on pollution goes back into the pockets of every family in Canada. It goes back into the pockets of families here in Ontario, of families in Alberta, in Saskatchewan, in Manitoba, across the country.
Why? Then why would we pay?
Budget officer is in PEI. It'll be $1,500, for example. In Ontario, $1,800. In Alberta, $2,700. And that's just the first carbon tax. We just learned that the government plans to implement a second carbon tax called a so-called clean fuel standard. How much will that tax add to the cost of a liter of gasoline when fully implemented? How much?
I'd like to remind the Conservative leader of what he said and everyone sitting beside him when they asked Canadians for their vote in the last election. We will assess progress so prices can be on a path of $170 to a
They can't manage your money. Just stop taking it.
I never supported such a thing, so of course I don't need to disavow it. But the question was, the minister plans a second carbon tax. A second carbon tax. How much will that tax add to the price of a liter of gas? How much?
Madam Chair, I just read from the 2021 Conservative platform.
Answer a
The
fucking
leader of the
question.
opposition ran as an MP on that platform. He now says he didn't support it. So was he misleading Canadians when he asked for their vote?
No. The answer, Madam Speaker, is that the second carbon tax will cost another $1,000 in Alberta.
Amazing.
Another $611 in Manitoba. Another $800.
That's just less money to make the economy rolling and keep our jobs.
How does she expect the people of those provinces to get that money?
Yeah. That's just going to hurt the economy even more.
Something else. Every single
Make us poorer and less able.
Leader promised to Canadians when he asked for their vote. This is a sacred trust we enter into in election campaigns. The Conservative platform said we will finalize and improve.
So she's got carbon tax 1, carbon tax 2. She can't tell anybody what they cost. Either she doesn't know or she doesn't want Canadians to know. Can you tell us what will be the total cost to an average family?
No, she's not stupid.
Carbon tax
she's just
1
evil.
plus carbon tax 2. How much, and how much?
Madam Chair, I would like to refresh the Conservative leader's memory because in the last campaign,
I understand the French revolutionists.
Improve the clean fuel regulations to reduce carbon emissions from every liter of gasoline and other liquid fuels.
What is it going to change? It's not going to change anything from taxing.
The question was how much is the total cost per family?
What's the plan?
2 combined carbon taxes plus the tax on the tax and the tax. How much, and how much? That's the easy question. Can't she's got an official there. Perhaps he could hand her.
She's not into economy, Pierre.
The point, Madam Chair, is plan beats no plan. And these Conservatives either were misleading Canadians in the last election, which it seems they were, or today.
May they have a plan, may they not have a plan. He's just asking questions. Because maybe he wants to make a plan, he just wants to make a better one than you. Like, probably won't be too hard. I mean, if you can't even answer questions, I don't think you can, like, no, you're doing exactly what you're being told, that's all. You're just a puppet.